Cruise makes us feel good in his action-packed movies, but at what cost?
How is that not professional? How is he not prepared? How is that a risk?
If I have to explain the metaphor to you, Joshua, that defeats the purpose of the metaphor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Super Debatable. I'm Akeem Lawanson.
And I'm Joshua Yehl.
And our mission, which I'm being told actually we have no choice but to accept, is to convince one another whether or not Tom Cruise should retire from performing his very own stunts after the release of the final Mission Impossible movie. Joshua, light the fuse.
Thank you, Akeem. So to even suggest that Tom Cruise should stop doing his own stunts after the last Mission Impossible is an affront to moviegoers everywhere. Wake up and smell the magnolias.
Respect.
Tom Cruise is a one-of-a-kind icon who puts his life on the line for our entertainment, and he's currently enjoying the greatest success of his career. Your eyes must be wide shut if you can't see that. But here's the thing. Tom Cruise has proven himself time and time again. He doesn't need to keep doing his own stunts, but Hollywood needs him to. There are plenty of famous actors, but Tom Cruise is the last true movie star. The rise of superhero movies made audiences care more about the characters that actors are playing than the actors themselves, which means there's no younger guy to replace him.
There's a little gray area in there, and that's where you operate.
There's no heir apparent to what Cruise has come to represent. An A-lister that uses his influence and dedication to push the envelope for practically shot action by risking severe bodily harm or death to sell movie tickets.
Okay, here he goes, and boom! And now watch that. Watch this.
We've got 18 different Chris's in Hollywood, but none of them are gonna strap themselves to the side of a plane. Tom Cruise can't quit doing stunts. He's the last man standing that can get you to come to the theater, put up with some loud jerk who won't get off his phone, and pay $5,000 for a bucket of popcorn, a box of Raisinets, and a Diet Coke. But what you get for that are awesome action sequences that actually look and feel real and stand apart from CG action figures punching each other. Just look at the success of Top Gun Maverick. It was Tom Cruise's biggest box office opening ever. It made $1.4 billion, and it was the #1 movie at the domestic box office in 2022. And guess what? He did all his own stunts. He actually flew in a fighter jet and felt those G's. Now he's counting all those G's in his bank account.
Show me the money!
The fact that at age 60, he just had the biggest win of his career is proof that he's still got plenty of gas left in the tank. Sure, one day he'll have to retire from action because he's too old, and then he can go into the Paul Newman phase of his career where he does prestige dramas, and maybe he'll finally win an Oscar. But that's many, many years from now, not after Mission Impossible.
Yeah, baby.
There are still plenty of action movie sequels he could make. To Edge of Tomorrow, Collateral, the list goes on. And they just won't be the same unless it's him on screen doing the stunt work himself. And I know what you're thinking. You just said Tom Cruise is 60 years old, and that's the real reason he should probably quit doing his own stunts. He should enjoy the rest of his years happily relaxing on a private island somewhere. But I think we all know the quiet life would not make him happy. The dude is addicted to doing insane, death-defying stunts. The only way he'd be happy on an island is if it had an active volcano that he needs to drive a sports car off as it erupts. You love movies, don't you? So does Tom Cruise. And with all the exciting action movies he could still make, wanting and expecting Tom Cruise to stop doing his own stunts is as senseless as climbing up the Burj Khalifa with one working sticky glove. His movie star is burning brighter than ever, which is why I don't get why you'd want to snuff him out, Akeem.
Hold on here. I didn't say anything about snuffing him out. I barely said a word. I just said, welcome to Super Debatable, okay? That's all I said. Wait for my words, because I got some words for you.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Tom Cruise, honestly, he needs to stop, slow down, and take a break. Like, there's a clear delineation between the job functions of an actor and a stunt person, which I don't think Joshua understands. Like, an actor's job is to portray characters and entertain. A stunt person's job is to bring dangerous acts to life, oftentimes risking their very own lives to do so. Now, Tom Cruise is an actor, and I think we need to see more of that side of him, with the stunts left for those who've spent years specifically training to do so. Now, expecting him to retire from action movies, however, is like, expecting like a bar of soap to stop diminishing in size upon every shower you take. While that Irish Spring soap bar might not be as fresh and big as it once was when you first started rub-a-dub-dubbing with it, even in its smaller, battered size, it somehow manages to make you feel good. And you know what? Tom Cruise makes us feel good in his action-packed movies, but at what cost? That now viral clip of him riding a motorcycle off a cliff in Dead Reckoning Part 1 was shot day one because, per Tom Cruise, he wanted to see if he'd be able to continue filming the movie, because he could have gotten severely injured or even worse, died after the stunt. Now, that's a lot of pressure to put on the cast and crew of a $200+ million film, but more importantly, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself as an actor. Now, this man has jumped out of a helicopter mid-flight, climbed along exposed walls in Dubai, even hung off the side of an Airbus in 2015's Rogue Nation, a stunt that made collaborator and seasoned stunt coordinator Wade Eastwood extremely stressed due to the star of the film being adamant on doing the stunt himself. We all love Tom Cruise, but risking his life to bring us entertainment isn't necessary anymore. And honestly, it never was. Like, he's proven to us with his current catalog of action films that he's got what it takes to pull off what most wouldn't even dare. But there's no shame in leaving the strenuous and dangerous stunts to the professionals while putting more effort into the acting portions of the movies. There's no shame in stepping away from performing your death-defying stunts. Hell, Jackie Chan made the decision to stop performing the more dangerous stunts in his action films back in 2012, making the announcement at the Cannes Film Festival at the age of 58. Now 69, giggity! He knew he needed to make that decision so that he could still be around to bring us more movies. Jackie Chan has also directed many stunts seen in his movies, so much like him, Tom could, use that experience he's accrued over the years and his incredible passion for practically filmed stunts and possibly move into the directing space if he wanted to.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Tom Cruise needs to stop because there's no way he can Top Gun or outgun himself in the impossible mission he's set for himself to outperform himself at every turn. We need you, Tom, so please leave it to the professionals. This man went from looking like this to this in the course of 7 days. Big yikes. Now, the question I have for you, Joshua, you said this in your opening argument. Why does Hollywood need Tom Cruise to keep doing his own stunts?
It's because he is the last person in Hollywood who can do that. He has more stunt experience than probably a lot of the people working on set as stunt people. He's probably been doing stunts longer than they've been alive. Let me actually run you through really quick all the preparation he did for that crazy motorcycle stunt. He did a year of base jump training, alongside advanced skydive training. He did over 500 skydives and 13,000 motocross jumps. Just for training, so he would get it right. How is that not professional? How is he not prepared? How is that a risk?
Stunt performers, they're always taking a big risk. Like, that's what they do. They take risks all the time, and it doesn't always turn out well for them. But there's a duality here with Tom Cruise. Like, he loves performing his own stunts, but again, that comes at the risk of losing your life. He's also an actor, and he's the one that's putting butts in seats.
There is a certain amount of risk when you do stunts. Tom Cruise does everything he possibly can to mitigate the risk. That's the difference. He's putting in the work. I think you're arguing that he's somehow negligently doing these stunts without proper preparation. He should leave it to these other people. But Tom Cruise does do the work, and the fact that he does put in 13,000 motocross jumps to get that right, 500 skydives to get that right, that minimizes the risk as much as possible to where that won't happen.
Joshua, it only needs to go wrong once for everything, for it to be over. That's it, finito. We lose the last action hero, true movie star that you claim, Tom Cruise. We lose him. I'm not saying necessarily step away from it entirely. Just take a step back from the big stunts, like jumping a damn freaking motorcycle off a cliff.
There's tons of safety that goes into these things. He's not actually doing them as they're shown in the movie. There's wires and there's parachutes and padding and everything. So even though he's doing the stunts, it's still a stunt. right? So it's not as dangerous as it may look. You made this metaphor about soap, and I'm just trying to wrap
I love soap. You know I love soap.
my head around it, really my hand around it, but it keeps slipping out, much like soap. But you said much like soap getting smaller. What does that have to do with him retiring from action movies?
You don't, look, okay, if I have to explain the metaphor to you, Joshua, that defeats the purpose of the metaphor. But I'm about to defeat the metaphor for you, okay?
Please.
Look, soap is small when you keep using it over and over again. I'm saying that expecting Tom Cruise to retire is like expecting soap to not get small upon every single use. It's gonna get small, and he's not gonna retire. Expecting him to retire is like expecting the soap to get. See, you don't use soap. You probably use a gel, don't you? You
I
use gel
use a
soap.
gel.
See, exactly.
See, here's the thing. Tom Cruise is the gel of Hollywood actors.
Here we
the
go.
soapy gel of Hollywood actors. He can just keep going and going. The fact that we're not going to be here forever is what makes life so special, and that's part of his art, the risk, right? That's what makes Tom Cruise Tom Cruise. And you're asking him to stop doing that? Sure, one day he will stop, but I don't think he's there yet.
Look, Tom Cruise can cruise on set and just chill, have the stunt person do the stunt, and then who's really gonna know the difference? You don't really see the faces in the first place. Do you really see the faces of the people that do the stunts?
You don't, obviously.
Exactly.
You can like computer replace them, but again, you lose the authenticity. And again, the one thing that makes him the last true movie star.
Well, little did you know that this was actually a stunt that I just performed. This isn't Akeem. This is my stunt double.
Well, maybe
I'm using a stunt double right now. You didn't even notice, did you?
You're using a stunt double to take this fall for you?
Oh man, you are terrible.
We do not want anything bad to happen to Tom Cruise, but he knows what he's doing. He is incredibly experienced. He has just as much experience as any other stunt person out there because he has an entire career based on doing his own stunts. Therefore, I think he can keep going until he feels that he wants to stop, but until then, keep the stunts uncommon. Jump off something else.
The only thing we need you to jump off of is doing your own stunts. Like, just jump off of that, stop doing that, and do something else, Tom. Look, we love you, we want you, we need you here. And there's a reason why stunt performers are in place. They're in place for your protection, not my protection. I don't need protection. I just go and sit down and watch your movie. Doesn't matter to me if it's you doing the stunt, doesn't matter to me if it's someone else doing the stunt. As long as it's a stunt being performed on screen and I'm being entertained and eating popcorn, apparently that's worth $5,000 per my co-host here. Are we even co-hosts? I don't even know.
Oh, you think I'm your co-host?
Yes. Wiggity, wiggity. All right, well, you know what? We started this super debate. Now it's up to you. That's right, you to finish it. Sound off in the comment section down below and let us know whether you think Tom Cruise should move on from doing his very own stunts in the comments. That's all for this episode of Super Debatable. We'll see you next time.